What's up, guys? This is another episode of Better Than Static. I am your host, per usual, Tyler. With me this week, I have Lucas.
Hey, hey.
And you're usually expecting, and Chris. But Chris isn't here. Chris is going on an adventure this weekend, and because it was his birthday Thursday. So tweet at him. Happy birthday. His Twitter is on our Twitter at BTStatic. It'll be late because you're not going to hear this until at least Monday. You might not
Yeah,
hear it till like next Thursday. Then you're a week late. So if you want to save yourself embarrassment, don't do it. But if you want to make Chris like just feel all warm and fuzzy inside, you should do it and be like, "Sorry, it's late. I just listened to the podcast where I heard it was your birthday." Because
yeah,
that'll give you like full circle. Like it's not weird because you're late. It just makes sense because you now know about it.
exactly. Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris. You're never gonna listen to this episode. I guarantee it. He'll never listen to it. Actually, sometimes he listens to the ones he's not on because he wants to make sure we don't talk about him in a bad way.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, we're talking about him, but it's not bad.
No.
Um, so Wednesday night, like we help out with the youth, and we go to Dairy Queen after youth on Wednesdays. Well, Chris had kept it a secret that it was his birthday until we left because last year they knew it was his birthday and they sang to him at youth. And this year he kept it on the DL until we left youth. But he said it before we went to Dairy Queen. So the youth pastor's wife got him an ice cream cake. And let me just tell you, it was a mess. She got the ice cream cake, but DQ doesn't have knives to cut cake. So she got a plastic knife, like a plasticware knife, and was trying to cut
Yeah,
pieces. And oh
that's
my
not
god,
gonna work.
it didn't not work, but it wasn't the most efficient experience I have had with ice cream cake and a knife. Um, there was red icing on it, and it looked like she murdered Ronald McDonald. Her hands were had so much red icing on it. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious though, because Chris doesn't do good in awkward situations, so he's like cringing, like because all these kids are around there like watching Lane or the youth pastor's wife not really fail, but not really do good at cutting the cake, and they're kind of laughing. He's just like, "Oh, this is because of me. Why?" Because you all know how Chris is.
Yeah,
But it was a good experience, and I hope he had a. It was a day before his birthday, but hopefully he had a good birthday. I texted him Thursday. Um, I sent him. I sent him the Golden Girls. Thank you for being. No. I didn't send him. I sent him. It was like a GIF, and it said, and it wasn't like the GIF. The GIF was nice. It was a nice GIF. I found. I sent him. Thank you for being a friend. Happy birthday. And then sent him a GIF, and like he sent back. He sent back Patrick with the whimper cry, and I almost cried, and it was just a moment. But it was a good day. It was a good day. Hopefully he had a great day. Hopefully he's having fun on his trip. I think he's going to North Carolina to amusement park Carowinds, so that is right up his alley. Um, but yeah, that's where Chris is. Sorry that went a little bit longer, but I thought it was a good story with the Dairy Queen thing and stuff. So, but yeah. But since Chris isn't here, me and Lucas get to do something we don't usually get to do. We get to talk about a movie. Um,
yay.
yeah, we love talking about movies. We love watching movies. That movie is Joker. Um, we are going to do spoiler alerts. Or not spoiler. We're going to do spoilers. So spoiler
Yeah,
alert. Because it's been a week since it came out when we're recording. And then so it's like a week and a half when the episode comes out. So we're going to do spoilers. It's okay. I'll put a time code if you want to skip spoilers. So we'll talk about it, and I'll put the time codes when we start, and then like you can skip it and go to the last time code of like when we like are done talking about Joker.
yeah,
So because I honestly I don't know how long we're going to talk about Joker because we could talk a long time. We've not scripted this. If you know anything about Better Than Stack, we've not scripted anything. So it's just going to be me and Lucas going at Joker. So all right, I'm writing the time code right now. We're starting. Lucas, what did you think about the Joker movie?
I thought it was good. Not great, but good.
Okay, you need to elaborate.
Okay. I know. I thought we were just trying to get the very high level stuff right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I can go ahead and elaborate.
Well, do you? I
Still
well,
at a high level.
let me go ahead. I'll say what I thought. I went
Yeah,
last
go
night.
for
Me
it.
and Samantha, which is hilarious because me and Samantha went like to a birthday party for her great aunt and enjoyed a lovely dinner and then cake and ice cream afterwards. And then I'm like, hey, let's. What's a great nightcap to a date night? Joker. But it was fun. It was definitely well, I don't know. It was a fun night. I enjoyed the movie, but like, and it was great. I thought it was a really well done Joker origin. It never like there's not been a real
Yeah,
good Joker origin anywhere, and I thought
I
that was.
think
Go ahead.
the Killing Joke would probably be the best.
Yeah, if they did a movie of that, The Killing Joke would be the best.
Yeah, they
Um,
did do an animated version of it, which is not good because they had to add a whole bunch of stuff to make it an hour and a half or an hour, I think. And what they added was not good.
the Killing Joke comic though, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
And I thought so. Okay, so my thoughts on this were it was good. I thought it was a very well done Joker origin, but I don't know. So I don't know what their plans are further with it. So I'm gonna hold that till later on in the topic of the Joker movie and see how
Okay.
we progress towards that. But I thought it was good. Thought it was well done Joker origin. Now I guess let's go into more of the cinematic review of it. So we did the
Okay.
superficial, was it good? Cinematic review. Let's go ahead.
Okay. So why I thought it was just good and not great is a very simple reason. And don't get me wrong, whenever I say good, the movie was still fantastic, but I felt like it could have been better.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, and but there was two big jumps like in logic, and that was like, so this is a spoiler straight up. Whenever he kills the three Wall Street guys or whatever they are, the three
The three,
dudes,
the guys that work for Wayne Enterprises or whatever.
yeah, um, on the train, and then it immediately jumps to everybody in clown masks rioting, which I get they tried to have like Thomas Wayne be like, oh, they're all clowns or whatever, but they were already in clown masks when he said that.
Yeah, they should. So what should have happened was the press release, and then there should have been. I don't know how you do. So the press release should have came first before the vigilante clown thing, like everybody wearing the masks.
Right. And why is it a vigilante? Because nobody
Did like those guys
know,
didn't do anything
like,
wrong? Well, they did because they were
they
harassing the
did, but,
lady, but like nobody else
well,
knows that.
and they were, I mean, he killed them in self-defense,
Yeah,
but nobody really knows that. They just know there's three dudes dead and they think a clown did it. What I was thinking, and I've listened to some reviews and stuff, and they, I guess one way they said was to have like CCTV or whatever footage if that was available at that time,
yeah,
but I don't know if it would be, but I kind of thought if that girl would have stayed a little longer until like whenever they went over and started messing with him, and
yeah.
then
And then he
so
shoots,
they so
and then it
she could have been
progresses.
like, right, where Wayne comes out and was like, whoever did this is terrible, and then maybe she comes and has her own like interview or something and is like, no, he saved me or whatever, he was protecting me.
Yeah, and then
And
it
then
goes
it
in, and
kind
then
of
it
caused some type of like, because then that gives you the excuse of, is there a clown vigilante?
well, and then it also gives you the thing of, oh, these rich people in Gotham think they can do whatever they want, and then that kind of progresses that socioeconomic movement of, oh, it's the clowns, which is the lower class, versus the Thomas Waynes, which is the higher class, and then that I think that would have started your your riots a little bit, like the log, because you said it was a big logic jump. I think how we just described it, and it wouldn't have added that much movie time either, that much screen time. It would have added
No,
maybe 5 minutes, maybe.
yeah, yeah, just something. But I understand, like, with it being set in Gotham City, and like even at the beginning, they set up like, oh, there's super rats and all this stuff, and like, I guess being a comic book fan, the like social climate of Gotham City and how willing they are to just riot at any moment.
Yeah, that's
But
somebody's like, "Hey, let's riot," and they're like, "Okay, let's do it."
yeah, let's go. What are we wearing this time? Clown masks? All right.
Oh, dang it! I only have my penguin mask today.
Right. And I think, yeah, and I think that's why. And then there's another one at the end where, big spoiler, after he kills Murray at the very end, and then like they immediately go to like all out rioting and crashing the ambulance into the cop car and bringing him out and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like it was a really cool scene, but why were they so attached to him?
I the reason they were attached, and I'm not saying that it was very well done, but it's they found like he came out as I started this movement, and then
Right.
like you said, the people of Gotham are very tense, and like there's so much tension, you cut it, like you like just pluck the string and they're ready to go. So I don't, and that's I think the director did a great job, but he's relying a lot on what people can infer and already know.
Right. And that's why I think it's a good movie because it's very obviously trying to be like in that Scorsese
Scorsese, I
vein.
say Scorsese.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways, but I usually say Scorsese. But it's trying to be in that same like vein of film with like Taxi Driver and
Well, I
like
think I
that.
think I think he did a pretty close job of doing that style.
Yeah,
Um, so my thoughts on they could have so if they would have tweaked the cop car scene a little bit, it would have done better. So like, had the cop car taken him from Murray, and like instead of the ambulance crashing it, like they just get stopped by the mob and they can't get out, and then like the other clown mask see Joker in the back. They don't know it's the actual guy, but they like try to bust him out, and they do. They successfully bust him out of the cop car, and then he rallies the troops right there. And then like you could have done a scene like that, and then they like pretty much kill the cop driving the car. I think that would have been like I said, like just tweaking it. It's not changing it all out,
yeah,
but you can still have the scene where he's on the car. Um, Not the one where they lay him down on the car, but the one he's standing on the car. You can still have that scene, and that logic jump's not as great.
right. Well, even if it was just kind of, or if it felt more like a random act,
Yeah,
like they
exactly.
didn't go and like drag him out and all that kind of stuff, but if somebody, or even if it wasn't like an ambulance that hit him, just somebody trying to flee the city or
Yeah,
something
okay, yeah.
like that, and like hit, and then like maybe some protester, like, or the people rioting come over and see, and it's like, oh, this is the dude, and then like drag him out. But having
Well,
two people in clown masks
I don't
steal
think,
an ambulance, and
I don't think they planned. The way it was set up. I don't think they had like they knew that that was the guy. They had an ambulance and they were going after cops, and then they saw the dude in the back seat and was like, oh hey, this is
yeah,
the guy. I don't think it was
yeah, that could have,
pre-orchestrated.
yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like that was honestly, that was probably my only two gripes about the movie.
Yeah.
Is just the two big like logic jumps. But I mean,
Of a whole movie, a 2 hour movie, having only two logic jumps, that's pretty
right,
good. Because I feel like so Marvel does a good job. You know, everybody loves them, but sometimes their logic jumps are pretty big. Um,
Yeah,
and there's not just two, there's multiple, but where the film is entertaining throughout, everybody looks over them. This one where it's
right.
more where it is very thought provoking and things like that, you're more focused on them. And
Yeah,
and it I thought, I mean, like I said, up just those two logic jumps, that's pretty good for a 2 hour long movie.
exactly.
Because if that's the only thing we can really come up with that doesn't make it great, I think that DC and Warner Brothers is kind of bringing some heat, so to speak. Like they're getting some good movies out there, and I liked how, this is another spoiler. Bruce Wayne was in it, but
Right.
it's not like,
Well, he was in the trailer.
I see. I didn't watch
I
that
gotcha.
was the second trailer, I think.
No, it was in the teaser trailer,
See, I
like
didn't. I
the
must not.
very first
So
one. I think.
I watched a trailer, but Bruce Wayne wasn't in it. I don't know
Okay.
which one I watched, so I didn't know that was going to happen. Um, but I thought they did really good. Of like, hey, yes, we're in the same universe. Hey, yes, Batman may be in another movie. You never know. But they
Yeah.
left it open and they didn't focus on that to give they gave Joker the whole spotlight. I thought the whole plot line that they used Thomas Wayne was really well done because it gave more weight of why the Joker kind of started. It was a great,
Mhm.
like, you know how in one of your biggest critiques in Marvel movies is they're just bad because they're bad.
Yeah.
Joker was good until just couldn't take it anymore. It
Right.
was,
I mean, like it was just one thing after the other, and like it just all kind of boiled up and exploded at some point. Like it was. Uh, I
I
mean, that's essentially what it was. Like he was trying his hardest from the very beginning of the movie, and even after he, killed the three Wayne employees
he
in
kept trying, yeah.
self-defense, he kept trying, but eventually it just kind of everything that he thought he knew for sure just kind of crumbled and faded away,
Yeah, and
and he
what
was left with nothing.
what I thought was amazing was it was no far fetched kind of thing of what happened to cause the last thread to break. Like the this is going to sound such a backward statement, but the building of Joker, of turning him into Joker, was very logical because nothing about Joker is logical, but that whole build up of how he just became was logical, and then everything after that is now Joker, and nothing he does is logical now.
Right. Like like it does a really good job because there's really like on screen like shootings or killings. There's three,
So there's the three. Are you talking about through the
right,
whole movie or before he's the Joker?
through through the whole movie.
So there was the
There's like
three.
on screen. So the three, his mom and Murray.
Well, yeah, okay. So his mom
Oh,
wasn't
and
gone,
the
and
well, I
the
meant just killings and the big clown
the big clown
dude.
guy, that was all Arthur.
So four,
So yeah, yeah. And then you had the one at the very end that wasn't Joker.
but it wasn't on screen. I'm like,
It was shot. Like the shots were on screen.
no.
Are you talking about like the whole thing on screen? Because like it shows, them getting shot.
Oh, I gotcha. I meant by Arthur
Oh no,
Fleck
that's what I said.
slash
I
the
said
Joker.
that was the ones by Arthur,
I
but then
gotcha. I
like you
didn't
had the
realize you
other
were
one.
talking about
Oh,
Thomas
gotcha,
Wayne.
gotcha, gotcha. I
I
was
gotcha.
talking about. I said I agreed with you the ones on Arthur, and then I said, and then you also had two more that were not the Joker. Um,
Yeah. No, I was trying to show like because they do a really good job, which the ones they leave out are like the Zazie Beats, I don't remember her name from the movie.
Are you talking
Uh,
about
the
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 chick?
girl that lived down the hall from him that
Well,
he thought he was dating.
she didn't. I didn't think he killed her.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I
Whenever he left the apartment, there's like ambulance and sirens and everything coming in.
Oh, I just thought that was passing. I didn't even correlate that. Now that okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's what I thought. And I
there's
thought like,
there's so much in this movie that you might not pick up on.
yeah,
I mean,
because I
there's
thought that was the first time he was like in, like, for me, how I took it, I was like, he went there for help. Every, like, huge spoiler, which I thought was really cool. His entire relationship with her never
well,
happened.
yeah. Samantha looked at me and goes, "That makes so much sense."
Yeah.
um,
And so, like, he went there possibly believing that he had somebody to go and
and
help him,
confide
and then
in.
she, not to say that she was supposed to help him or whatever because he broke into her house, but he believed that's what he was going there for, and then for her to turn him away and, you know,
Yeah.
basically, like, what are you doing? You have to get out here. You can't,
Well,
all that kind of stuff.
of like she, I thought it was great that like they didn't have her be like what like yelling. It was like, "Hey, could you please?" I thought that was a very good scene because it. That's why I didn't think he killed her. It was because she was very like soft spoken. It was like, "Hey, is there anything I can do to help? Could you please leave?" and stuff like that. It wasn't her yelling.
Right.
That was probably why I thought that he didn't kill her.
I gotcha. But yeah, uh, I took that as the first time he like really snapped kind of thing. Because I think right after that is whenever he got into the refrigerator.
Yeah, I didn't get that scene. I didn't understand why he got in the refrigerator.
My thought was he got in to yell and do whatever and nobody hear him.
That makes sense. That makes
That's
perfect
what I
sense.
thought. Or laugh, since that's how he. I also thought that was really cool, but I'll get to that in a second.
Okay, well,
But
let's go ahead. Let's move to that. So, what did you think of
okay.
Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker?
I thought it was fantastic.
I thought the same. I thought he did an amazing job. I, I do not know how the method actors of today and of the past can do the characters that hard. Like, Christian Bale in the Machinist, like how he did
Yeah.
that, and like he got into some pretty dark stuff for American Psycho. And Joaquin's done dark stuff before,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah. Uh, real quick, I will. If you've never watched You Were Never Really Here, it's on Amazon Prime. Highly recommend it. I think it's the movie before Joaquin did the Joker, but it's really good. It's also very dark. Uh, or The Master. The Master is also very good. But
But he put his body through some stuff,
yeah,
and then put
yeah,
his
no,
mind through some stuff too.
yeah, I know he said something. He lost over 50 pounds from, a healthy weight to play the Joker, and he was skinny, like
Like I was
very,
grossed out by some of the scenes without his shirt. I'm just like, oh my god.
yeah.
Well then,
Whenever he's dyeing his hair,
yeah. Well, like his body, like his shoulder was looked dislocated the whole time and stuff
yeah,
like that. God, it was rough. But
yeah,
he he did a really good. So I feel like there's gonna be these people that are like, oh, there's no Joker that beats Heath Ledger. You're right. Heath Ledger was great. There's nobody that can play that Joker better. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, still crazy, still like the anarchist, but it's a completely different Joker, but is still just on par with that Joker
yeah.
of how psychotic and fitting the character it was. It was so much fitting the character of Joker in that portrayal.
Right. It's like for Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix, I would almost say like a 1A, 1B situation where it's like in a Batman action movie, Heath Ledger's Joker is perfect.
Yeah.
For this like character study slash horror slash thriller movie, I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is perfect.
I think Joaquin. So if they do a Batman Joker movie with this storyline, I think you could do a very good psychological thriller detective kind of thing.
Yeah,
Whereas like Heath Ledger's was an action movie of I've got these people, what are you gonna do? Whereas like
right.
whereas this Joker is gonna do something like I feel like this Joker would do something similar to the Long Halloween that the
Yeah,
Mad Hatter does, where he kidnaps little kids and then forces them to do some type of like not like I don't know like it was you come and like hang out and he's just there, but it's like some weird stuff these kids are seeing of he's just like doing his thing and Batman has to figure out where he's at, why he's doing it and stuff like that. And it's like psychological. Almost kind of like
yeah,
number like 7. I feel like it'd be very
yeah.
7y cuz I feel like
More
Joker
of a like a detective instead of, like being an action movie or anything like that, but like a detective where Batman's actually going through following clues and trying to find who's doing it.
I
But
feel like this could be Bruce's. So if they did this in the same universe, if they did a Batman movie in the same universe as this could be Bruce's first story. Like he wants to save the
yeah,
kids, and like he's not fully Batman yet, but he's like trying to be a detective. And then at the end, he's like, I have to become something more. And then that's where
right.
he becomes Batman. So it's a Batman movie that's not Batman, but is Batman.
Yeah.
Like
It would be like a different take on,
it'd be like the 1B version of Batman Begins.
right.
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh, somebody should pay us for that idea because we just blew it out of
That'll
the water.
yeah.
If we could get jobs as just ideas for movies, Lucas, and
Yeah, we
somebody else
have
that's way more
no ability
talented,
to write them or anything like that,
yeah,
but
just
just overall ideas, that would be great.
like if that would be our best job ever.
Yeah.
But I think that would oh my gosh, that'd be such a good movie. Because it would be like something like True Detective and Seven collide, or like Gone Girl or something, where you got to find
Yeah.
like it's
I was gonna
just
say Gone Girl's not really a
detective, but it's like
detective.
it's psychological thriller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that would be so good. um, I thought I'm trying to think of is there anything else that we could say that they did good in Joker?
Yeah. Well, going back to what I was saying earlier, the four on-screen deaths kind of show, or the four that Arthur and slash the Joker did, uh, showed his progression from. I thought this was done really well. Showed his progression from I'm just trying to protect myself to I'm going to only kill the people that have treated me poorly, kind of thing, and like made fun of me or made my life worse. And that was shown through his mother and the big clown
Yeah,
guy, because he lets the little clown go, and he even kisses him on the top of the head as he goes through the door.
that was such a
Which,
dark scene, but the
yeah,
subtle relief of him opening the door for the little guy, that was
oh
perfect
yeah,
because that's just chaotic evil like what Joker is. At that point, I feel like he had just become Joker right there. He had fully
yeah,
become the character he is or is gonna be. But you're completely right. It went from self defense to revenge to then let's cause anarchy.
right,
Because
and
Murray was the let's cause anarchy because that's when the
right.
absolute riots broke out and stuff.
And you also saw the switch kind of flip during that interview because he was he went there to kill himself. Like he wasn't
Yeah,
there
he was going to
to,
kill himself. Like, knock knock, who's there? Hey, I'm gone. I'm dead. You know.
yeah.
Um,
So it wasn't like a planned kind of thing, but then he realized he was like nobody cares about me. It was just like
so he's
there's
going to
no
make them
reason.
care.
Exactly. And then that's whenever that. And then at the very end, whenever he's talking to the therapist and he walks out, it's not on screen, but it shows that
The bloody footsteps.
final evolution kind of thing of him just killing for no reason.
Exactly.
So it does a very like a step, almost like a at each phase as he's going through, there's a different reason. And I thought that was done really well for a movie that could have had him just going around shooting, hundreds of people. There were four very specific, personal people involved in his life that
Well,
were kind of caught in his,
yeah, they
well,
were caught in his
three
web,
specific. Yeah.
and I thought, I thought this was really well done. Of, you know, this is because nobody loves Jared Leto's Joker. Nobody likes it at all. It was bad. It was done poorly. They shouldn't even have had Joker in that movie.
No.
Um, but this one did a really good job of not just, how like, gangster Jared Leto did some stuff that everybody's like, oh man, he's crazy. This freaking showed you why this dude's crazy, like why he is
Yeah.
very crazy.
He is actually crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought they did a great job of showing like his condition prior, where it was like he's not evil, and he just has bad circumstances of, he's
right.
got the laughing condition. Yes, he's been treated for it and has like depression and stuff, but it doesn't just, you can't just cover it up.
Yeah. And I also really like how they handled the laugh where it was a uncontrollable condition because it was, and I also really liked how Joaquin Phoenix performed it because it was almost painful
Yeah, he didn't
for
want it to
him.
happen.
Like,
Like anytime he laughed, it was because he didn't want to. Well, like
yeah,
he did the Joker laugh, but like he did his laugh. He did a weird laugh for like when he thought something was funny, but like
right.
his uncontrollable laugh, like that was superbly written to make it be like that.
Yeah. To where it was like the hard wheezes and even the gags and stuff in between it. It was and especially, I will say, Walking Phoenix can act through the eyes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because, like,
His
it was
pain
like,
was so visible when
yeah,
he was like trying to cover up his laugh.
right. Because I feel like it would have to be really hard to sit there and laugh and, like, still see that you're either terrified, as in the subway scene or on the train, or, like, very sad or just in pain, really. Like, I don't know, it was a cool way to give a reason for the Joker to laugh at inappropriate times.
Yeah, because like that's, I mean, everybody, if you're a comic book nerd like us, he gives other people that symptom of they can't stop laughing. Like that's his whole,
Right.
that's how Batman he knows he's been there, because usually Batman finds somebody that can't stop laughing because he's giving them
Uh,
like the Joker serum or whatever. And like let's say he does this, end up like, so it goes from this movie to the Batman Begins movie to like where Joker is like doing some big things. That's his MO, or not MO, but like his calling card is the person that can't stop laughing. That they could easily do that. That's like a
yeah.
third. We've got 3 movies out of here. I don't know why everybody's complaining that writing movies is hard, but if you can get someone to write a really good first one, you can vamp off that. That's easy. I understand why Chris struggles when he can't come up with topics, but he can vamp off other topics. I don't. It's
Right.
like exactly. um, I what okay. I'm not gonna get political. Not gonna do it because I don't like politics. But I hate that this movie's like, well, it's gonna cause violence. It's gonna cause stuff. I don't think that was the director's intent at all. I think the
Oh,
director's intent was to write a really good movie, to give a character that everybody wants to know more about a spotlight, and not because like he's like, oh yeah, being evil is great. It's like, hey, we could make more stuff off of this. This is a character that nobody's ever done this idea before. Like it was a very original idea for a not original character. Like, because Joker's not
right.
original. Like Joker's been around for a while, but the idea behind Joker of making this movie was really good. Because I know it was like earlier when we started the podcast, we all had decided that there weren't any really big original idea movies. Well, this was it. This was a really big. I think the last one we had was that I think we all agreed on was an original idea, or originally was a original, really original movie was The Quiet Place. I think that was the one we
Mhm.
unanimously said this was an original movie. It was great. They did a really good job with it. And this is another one. And the fact that they're calling it, like, I just can't stand how politics are pointing fingers at it and saying this is awful when it's not. It's artistically done and artistically written. And I think the director's like, hey, we could make a series off this. But with all the political backlash, I think sadly it might they might not they might Warner Brothers might be afraid to do anything off of it.
Yeah. They've also made a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, so I mean
So,
luckily that's gonna be like, I'm glad that it did well because it was a good movie.
yeah.
Like it did, a lot of people want to see it. Um,
Because I know worldwide it was up over, I think, 350 million on a $55 million budget.
yeah, it was. They did good. They did good. So hopefully that makes them want to do more like in
Yeah.
this universe. I just hate how everybody's like trying to get push it towards their own political agenda when yeah, there was probably a theme behind it, but it was what the Joker said of everybody like doesn't want you to like the people. How did he phrase it in his journal? It was like when you the funny thing about mental illness is people don't or people want you to act like you don't have mental
People,
illness.
yeah, people expect you to behave like you don't.
Yeah, like of any of any theme that could like underlying tone that this movie could have, it's that one. It's let's respect people that have true forms of anxiety and true forms of mental illnesses and true form of depression and stuff like that. Let's be considerate and let's empathize with people. It doesn't say
Yeah.
it's not like
And I think that's like, even going a little broader, just, it's almost just be kind to people. Like, there's no reason to, like, be angry or whatever. Just be nice and helpful in your everyday life. Like,
yeah, just I think
that's what I kind of took
if
from it.
society would be more empathetic creatures, because that's what was in the past. We used to be more empathetic creatures. Um, and like you still had people that were not empathetic, like you had some outliers, but as society as a whole, we used to be more empathetic. And now we're not, and I think that's why we have all these issues. And I think if anything, the director was not calling for chaos; he was calling for, hey, let's empathize.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, let's. Did you have anything else on this topic?
uh, I mean, I know I've read some articles or and watched some interviews of Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix. And I know Joaquin Phoenix said he was very much interested to come back and play the Joker again, which I thought would be interesting. But Todd
Joaquin was
Phillips,
that. Gosh, um,
which is very rare for Joaquin Phoenix, I
yeah.
don't know if he's ever been in a sequel.
Well, the fact that
uh,
he's gonna brave out that character again, the
yeah,
mental and physical strains on him when he does that character, the fact that he's willing to do another one is speaks bounds to him as an actor.
right. And I know Todd Phillips said something along the lines of like, uh, he didn't know if there would be another Joker movie in this same world at this time, but he also said that this may not be the actual Joker. This might be the person who inspires the Joker to become the Joker, which I thought was a really interesting thought
You know that I mean, well,
because of how early it's set. Because,
yeah,
like, by the time Batman becomes Batman, the Joker's going to be in his 50s.
yeah, that's true.
So, like, I thought that was an interesting kind of take. It was like, this might not actually be the Joker going forward. It may just be like this is kind of why the Joker exists as in a larger world.
That's cool. I It kind of bums me out because of I wanted this to be, the Joker, but
Right.
still, in all essence, he is the Joker. For at least for right now, at least. But that could also Todd Phillips could be playing off of nobody knows the Joker's real name in some comic book arcs. It's changed so many of so maybe there's like a mantle that gets passed with the Joker, or like he said, this is what causes the Joker to become the Joker, and the Joker's like 8 years old or however old Bruce Wayne is in the movie. That's cool.
Right.
That definitely doesn't limit the possibilities in the universe. What I also I really enjoyed Murray calling him the Joker, and that's why he wanted to be called the Joker. I thought that was subtle and good. Of
Yeah.
that's it wasn't far fetched. Of I just want to that's my clown name's Joker. Like that
Right.
seemed that would have been a little lame. I
His
thought
his clown name was Carnival.
Carnival exactly. Like I thought, so he went from Carnival, which seems happy and 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 everybody wants to be with, to Joker of they're basically not even used in a deck of cards because he plays outside the rules.
Right. He's a wild
Yeah,
card.
wild card exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Todd Phillips did an amazing job. Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job. Um, if you don't like, I can see that this movie isn't for everybody, but I thought it was
Oh
really
yeah.
like I don't know if I could watch it again. Like yes, it just makes you kind of feel disgruntled at the end.
Yeah. It's a very uncomfortable movie for
Yeah,
sure.
but
But
I think if
it's
you are a comic book nerd or anyone that wants to know more about the Joker, I think this is was awesome. But me and Samantha were talking about like I don't think I could sit. Like I think like say me and you were like, hey, I got the Joker on DVD. You want to come over and we'll watch it? I think I could do that. But
yeah.
I don't think I could watch it by myself or in a quiet theater. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just very dark and very uncomfortable, but it's really well done.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let's go ahead and I have a couple other topics if we want to talk about that, or we can end the episode here because I mean we're at like 43 minutes, and for a duo episode that's pretty good.
I gotcha. I mean, I'm good with whatever.
Um, let's go ahead and actually end it there because I think that was I think so. Hopefully everybody else enjoyed that. I enjoyed getting to talk with Lucas about that movie because me and Lucas usually have a very similar thought on movies like that. Um, we have different tastes in movies, but usually if we both like it, we'll both find the things we enjoy both about it. Um, I I feel bad because if Chris, this could be one of the movies that Chris does want to talk about because Chris sometimes is a wild card and is like, hey, I want to talk about this movie. And we're like, okay, that'd be great if we could talk about this movie. But so sorry if Chris, if you listen to this and you wanted to talk about it, we're sorry, but we didn't know. But if you're in the audience and you enjoyed this, definitely go review on whatever you're listening on. Like and review. Majorly, we're on Google Play and iTunes. So if you're on those, leave a review. We'd really love that. Like, don't just give us the stars. Write what you liked about us because we're still work in progress. We're a hot mess, but we're trying to get better. And we always enjoy your all's words of encouragement or critiques if they're well written. Um, but but we really appreciate you guys listening. Um, and hopefully you'll check out more of our stuff. If you're on Spotify, we haven't posted everything on Spotify. I'm trying to get everything in MP3 form to put on Spotify, which is, we have like over 100 episodes, so that's really tough. But we're working on, or I'm working on that. But like and review on there too. And I'm trying to think of anything else. If you have comments or movies you want us to review, email us or tweet at us. Email is btstatic.pod@gmail.com. Twitter is @btstatic. You can, even if you want to like comment on this episode of like, hey, this, I really liked when you all talked about this. This is how I agree and stuff like that. Do that. We love your all's commentary. It's always really an encouragement because like when I get an email or a tweet, I usually tell Lucas and Chris, and they're like, oh, that's cool, because like somebody else liked it. And it wasn't just like the anonymous like. It was like, hey, I liked it enough to be like, hey, I enjoyed it and y'all did a great job. That's always encouraging. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I talked to Jordan about so Jordan Allen is a recurring guest. If you have, like, if you've been with us a while, he's not like all the time, but I think he's done 3 episodes, and this would be his 4th. He's a great storyteller. He's a singer-songwriter, Jordan Allen, from Jordan Allen and the Bellwethers. We've known him since I've known Jordan just as long as Chris and Lucas, and he is an amazing storyteller and has some creepy stories, and kind of doing like a Halloween-esque scary story episode. And I think that's kind of in the works. We just got to figure out a day that works out for everybody. So be on the lookout for that. I think that's going to be a really good episode because it'll be both funny, but also kind of like spoopy. You know what I mean? Like too spooky for me. You know what I mean? Like we could do it like that. It'd be like Goosebumps or something. So be on the lookout for that. I'm super pumped for it. We just like I said, we got to get a date for it, and we will catch you all next time. Next time probably won't. It'll probably be like the week of Halloween or something like that when we record that. But hopefully y'all have a great week, and thank you for listening. Hopefully this episode's been better than static. We will catch you guys next time. Bye.
If you like video games, debates, and silly banter, you'll love Gamerheads Podcast.
Outside of your store, because I do feel like your store knows its identity. I do. I think that you guys know what you are. No?
Not always.
Really?
It sells fidget spinners.
Well,
Not anymore.
I mean, for a while.
Not anymore,
not
You're
Matt.
experimenting
Not
with
anymore.
That's what I'm saying, though. You were just experimenting.
Golf was made by a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go Iwata.
Yeah. Speaking of
the
it,
game.
Yeah, not the sport.
yeah.
Okay, I was like, huh.
Well, speaking of Nintendo.
Follow Gamerheads on Podbean at gamerheadspodcast.podbean.com.